First of all, thanks so much for making time for this interview.
No, absolutely. Glad to talk to you.
For those who don't know you, could you introduce yourself in a few words?
Well, my name is Randy Thompson. I live in Clifton, Virginia, and coming to Europe on my first European tour here next week, and really happy to be coming there.
All right. How would you describe the country music that you play?
Well, it's very traditional at the same time, more Americana. I'm a big fan of bluegrass and all roots music, but I grew up on straight country music, so to me it's country, but a lot of people call it Americana. It's not. My music isn't country in the style of some more pop country. It's a little more traditional at the same. Sometimes a little more bluegrass, sometimes a little more rock.
Okay.
So I often just call it Americana music.
Okay, for Americana music.
Yeah.
In France, you are often associated with the expression roots music. What roots music means?
Roots music is just a term that is a mixture of all American roots styles, and because country music doesn't really describe what a lot of us play. I guess I grew up with influences of bluegrass and blues and early country music and everything all mixed together. So when I write a song, I don't necessarily try to make it country. It's just a mix of all these early American styles. But I call it roots, even though it is, most people would hear my music and call it country.
Okay. Where your influence in music come from?
Well, when I was a little kid, I had a Hank Williams Sr. record and just listened to that over and over and became obsessed with it, even though he died a long time before I was born, of course. So my biggest influences are Hank Williams Sr. And then there was an old black man in my town named John Jackson who was a blues player, and he was a big influence on me. He passed away back in '02, but when I was growing up, we did a lot of playing together. And John Jackson did many tours of Europe, and he was a pretty well-known blues man. So him, and then just everyone, lots of people in my town played bluegrass when I was a kid, so just a lot of local bluegrass players. And then, country music of all types. Good country, there's nothing like good country music, so I've just many influences like Buck Owens and Merle Haggard and all the standard influences. But
Okay.
my number one would be Hank Williams Sr.
All right. You talk about John Jackson. What did he bring to you as a kid?
Well, when I was a little kid, I first saw John Jackson. He lived right by me, and I used to walk with my guitar to his house, a mile through the woods up to his house, and he was just probably the nicest guy I have ever known, and he always accepted me and took me in, taught me a lot of things, and he taught me a lot of songs. Although he's a Piedmont blues player, and I was a young white boy. We just developed a really great friendship over the years, and he meant the world to me. He's one of my all-time favorite people that I've known in my life.
Okay. Your last album is Further On. Could you tell us what this album means to you?
Well, I think it's my favorite album so far. It's my fourth album, and it's kind of a mixture of rock and bluegrass and country ballads, and it's kind of a mixture album, but it was kind of a moving on album. There are a couple of things on there that I'm really proud of. I have a song with the lyrics written by my grandfather back in the 1920s when he was just a young man. He wrote this poem, and I put a tune to it, and then I had Don Helms, who was Hank Williams Sr.'s original steel guitar player, play on the song, and he died last year, so this was one of his last sessions he played in, and that to me is just something I'm really proud of, and I ended up naming the album Further On, after that song. But the album itself, I think, is my best album. I always think my new album is my best, but this time
Oh, it's a great album, you're right.
well, thank you. This time I do feel like it's my best.
Your son Colin play guitars with you, and if am I correct, he will be in France too?
That's right. I'm bringing him on this tour to play guitar because he's so good now. It's hard to find anyone better.
Did you want a free trip to France?
I would love a free trip to France. Yeah, he's really happy about coming, and he's never been.
What is the relation between a father singer, son with a musician?
I have a great relationship with him. I'm really proud of him. He is a rocking blues man on the guitar. Although I taught him, from the time he was little to play, bluegrass and everything else. He's very roots music oriented too, but he tends to rock a little harder than I do. So
Okay.
I always have to tone him down. But we have a great relationship, and it's just I love to be able to spend time with him. He's only 18. It's hard to spend a lot of time with your 18-year-old son.
Yes.
So this tour, I'm really looking forward to spending a lot of time with him.
Okay.
But the one bad thing about having a musician 18-year-old son is that your equipment disappears. I just constantly can't find strings or
Yes.
guitar straps. But no, we have a great relationship.
Okay. I know you are also a songwriter. Could you tell us how do you write a new song?
Well, usually when I write from just life experience as I live it. I usually don't sit down and try to write from some clever idea or something. I usually just write songs as I live it. And some songs I write in 10 minutes. I've had some songs that have taken me 10 years to write. So there's a song on my last album called Don't You See that I actually wrote most of that when I was, like 19.
Okay.
And then I changed the lyrics around and put Colin on guitar and ended up putting it on the album. But every song is different, but usually I just write from life experience.
Okay. What do you prefer? Write song, play live, or record a new album?
I love all three, but there's nothing like writing a new song. For me, when I write a new song that I love, I feel really it feels like you have. It feels great. It's like having a new girlfriend or something.
Okay.
Not that I know what that feels like. I'm happily married, but
Great.
I love to write, and I love to perform. I feel like when I'm performing, my job is just to make everyone have a good time.
Okay. The album That's Not Me, released in 2004, was a great success. The Washington Post loved it. What was your reaction to this?
Oh, I was so happy that it got many 4 or 5-star reviews, and I did really well on most of the charts. It was top 40 on the country charts and the Americana chart and the Roots Music Report. So I felt like it was really accepted well, and yeah, that felt really good, and that was it really makes you want to go out and make more music, get accepted like that. And also in Europe, it got a lot of good response.
Yes, indeed. You will soon perform live in France during the Country Music Festival of equiblues on August 14. What
Right.
does this event mean to you?
Well, I think we built the tour around this event, and so this was I'm really excited to be going to equiblues Festival, and I've talked to some other musicians who have played there before, and said it's sort of like go halfway around the world and you feel like you're in Texas.
Yes.
But I think I'm really looking forward to it. I have another festival called the Forez Western Festival that I'm playing on August 8th.
Okay.
Then after that, we go to Switzerland and then Germany.
Oh, good news.
Yeah. So the equiblues, that was really the first one we booked, and then we kind of booked the tour around that festival. I'm really excited to be going there on the 13th.
Okay. Is there any luck that we can see you more in Europe in the upcoming years?
Well, I had someone from northern France, I think near Normandy, asked me about coming next year on July 3rd. So I hope to put a little tour together next summer and hopefully make it much bigger than this. This year we'll just be playing four gigs, but next year I hope to come back and do some more cities and towns.
Okay. Will you take a few days off to visit Europe this year?
Yeah, in between the 8th and the 13th, we have 5 days down in southern France near Lyon. So I just want to have fun and explore. And I was only in France one time, and that was I was about 23, and I was just up in northern France. So I've never been down in southern France, and really looking forward to it.
Okay. What kind of advice could you give to someone who wants to become a country singer today?
Well, just be real. And I think that all the greatest country singers, it wasn't about having a perfect voice or having a perfect, clean sound. It was about being real. And I think country music at its best is music that just touches you in a real way. And all the greats, like Johnny Cash and Hank Williams and Merle Haggard, these people weren't perfect sounding, but they were real. So I think that would be my biggest advice. Just be yourself and play real songs, not fake songs.
All right. Each time I interview someone, I ask that person what he think about another person. In your case,
Okay.
it will be a country singer. So what Randy Thompson thinks about Hank Williams Sr.
Hank Williams Sr. To me was the greatest singer of all times. He's my number one favorite. The first record I got when I was a little kid was a Hank Williams record. I still have that, and that's still my favorite album I've ever had. I think I can play and sing every song he ever wrote. I have a collection of every old 78 RPM record that he ever put out. I have a Hank Williams collection at home, but to me, he spoke directly to me, and there's nobody I've heard since that has that magic. He's just the greatest of all time to me.
Yes, he was real.
Yes, he was real, and that's the thing. I could hear that when I was 4 years old. I could tell he was real, and it touched me when I was just a little child, and I didn't know what the words were about all the time, but I knew he was real. And when I hear that, I don't hear old twang music. I hear it just speaks directly to me.
Okay. What could we hope for you in the future?
Well, I have a new album about halfway done, and it should be out probably late next year. And I am going to continue, touring, and hope to come back to Europe next year and see all my European fans.
We hope so. Can you say a few words to your fan?
I am very happy to be coming to France. I have lots of friends in France, and my grandmother her family was from France, and I feel very connected to the country and all my friends there, and I'm just really happy to be coming there and hope to see you this summer.
Thank you so much, Randy.
Absolutely, thank you. Good talking to you.
I wish you the best, and maybe we will see you at equiblues.
Yeah, please come up and say hi and introduce you.
Thanks again, and wish you the best, Randy.
All right, thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.